So we have a question about the right way to honor your rabbi. So first of all, there is a Rambam and Shulchan Aruch about this that should be learned. Sod Hashem. So in Yoreh De'ah, in the Rambam, it's after Halachot Talmud Torah, there's Halachot Kvod Rabo. So the basic understanding is when people are like standing up when the rabbi is coming, so that's a sign of respect, and not to speak in front of him without getting the permission to speak. When there is a question and you know the answer, but instead of answering yourself, so you refer the question to the rabbi, like you should ask the rabbi. So that's also a way of honoring the rabbi. Obviously, if there's some kind of a way to connect with the rabbi in a way of like helping, serving, whatever that is needed, it's also part of that. There is people that are very particular about greeting the rabbi in the words of like the Gemara says, Shalom Alecha Mori veRabbi. But obviously it doesn't have to be those words. But whenever you approach your rabbi, so it should be with like something like that, like some kind of a saying, declaration of that is honorable, that is like giving kavod. Want to sit in the place of the rabbi. That's basically the. There is also like other like nuances, but those things are the more casual things that you meet. But on top of that, like all of those different things is like a way to express something that should be there internally. So I think that by some people, like they are very busy in like technical like questions of like how many times should I stand up, what height should I stand when I stand up, like all kinds of different things that are okay, fine, you can ask those questions, I'm not saying no, but that's not really the question. The question is like how much you appreciate the rabbi in your heart. So if you have like a deep appreciation and you feel gratitude for the privilege to learn and to be involved with someone that is for you is representing the Torah, so all of the other things is a result of that. It's not. So okay, fine. You need to answer those technical questions as well, but it's not about that. It's about like how much space you give that to within your heart, and that's the point of like honoring your rabbi, like honoring the Shechina, or arguing your rabbi like arguing with the Shechina. Why? Because within yourself it should be in the same place, representing the same thing. So obviously the rabbi is not Hashem, the rabbi is not the Shechina, but for the student, the rabbi is the one that is holding his hand and bring him to the right place of how to connect with Hashem, and so it belongs to the same box. It's the same direction of things. Zohar Hashem. And I will just add, because that it is important thing. So there is many times I see that there's Yetzer Hara that is like fighting against it. That people it's very hard for them. I see some people that it's very, very difficult for them to like not to argue with the rabbi, and like they have like all kinds of like struggles of what should all kinds of inner struggle that also get expressed outside. So it's part of the test that we have. And as much as we are giving honor to the rabbi, that is basically giving honor to the Torah, because the rabbi is the source of the Torah that the person is learning. So this is the way that you appreciate the Torah that is teaching you, by respecting him. So you respect the Torah that is teaching you. So you respect the Torah. As much as you respect the Torah, you have more privilege to understand the Torah better. So there's many people that are learning by a rabbi and they feel that they don't understand the rabbi. It could be very well that the reason is because they're not respecting the rabbi enough. And if they would have respected the rabbi more, they would have understood what he's saying better. I can say about myself that I had like a good amount of years that I was like different stages of my life that I was like close with certain rabbis, and I definitely saw that like if I try to argue and to find like what is the defaults and what is the like wrong things that those rabbis are doing, this, that, so there's like I'm missing the point. I'm missing the opportunity. And when I'm just like there, present, and whatever I'm able to receive from them, knowledge that they have, the Torah. So to approach it with a lot of appreciation, and to have a gratitude for the privilege. So then I was able to understand what they were saying much better. So that's in a way, it shouldn't be selfish, but it's also there is also selfishness in like giving honor to the rabbi, right, because this is the way that you are able to really understand the Torah.
Right.
So, right.
But you also know it's for the betterment of mankind. It's not just for yourself. What's good for you is good for the world.
Right. So you brought it into the discussion like about the whole world, not only as a private relationship, because as much as there's more people that are giving more honor to the rabbis, right, so that shows that like the glory of the Torah is rising up in the world. And that's something that is very, very important, like to the whole world, that everybody will appreciate the Torah. So the rabbis that are representing the Torah, okay, and I personally can say that I wish that I'll be worthy to represent the Torah, but when that happens, and people are looking up on the rabbis as the way that they are looking up to the Torah, to appreciate the Torah, to appreciate the source of the lineage of the Torah, right? Masoret. So that's what they call a game switch in the world's eyes, right? So today, most of the people, they look up to people that have like power, money, this, that, like big politicians, big celebrities, all kinds of nonsense, and to have that switch in the world's view of what's important, what is the real priority in the world, that's a big thing. So part of the redemption and the revelation of the glory of Hashem, the glory of the Torah, is also that what the world will value is the wisdom of the rabbis, the wisdom of the Torah. Bezrat Hashem, I hope that I think that it is happening. By the way, I think I see that, like I see, in the, I'm not so old, but what I heard about like the way that it was like 50 years ago, more 70 years ago, like those years, it was very, very different than what it is today. The people that the rabbis, they didn't, like, only in the Orthodox communities they had like some kind of prestige, and today there's much more like people are considering the opinions of the rabbis much more than in the past. But there is still a long way to go to reevaluate what is really important for us in our life. Bezrat Hashem.